Boy, I'll tell you, it's just great to see everyone tonight, so thank you so much. You've all stood with us. You've all stood with us. You've always supported us, and it's so humbling to see faces here tonight who've been with us from day one.
Premier Ford, why do you refer to your grassroots supporters as a bunch of yahoos?
How you doing?
Hey, very good, sir. Why are you supporting Mark Saunders?
We're not involved in the Toronto election.
What's that?
I'm not involved in the Toronto election.
Mr. Saunders, why is Patrick Brown wanting you to become mayor?
Mr. Ford, are you going to hire back unvaccinated nurses?
Healthcare is a provincial jurisdiction, so he has the power to do it.
Really happy to be here at FordFest, but also really happy to go out there and own that center-right vote.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Toronto. And folks, it is the annual FordFest. That's like a sort of a picnic in the park, some amusement rides. It's for the fans of Premier Doug Ford. We're here to attend. I don't think they can ban us like they did when we went to the Toronto Congress Centre. Remember this? Why does the Premier invite me? And then you guys say, not only am I not invited, you won't even give me a reason why I'm not invited.
I just told you why you're not invited.
No, you didn't. What is the reason?
You're not invited because you've tried this before and we didn't allow you in. So
for 15 years, I've been coming to Ford family events. 15 years more.
Sure.
And I've been welcomed with open arms. Is it too much to ask to get it?
Trespassing now, so you can make your way to the sidewalk.
I even brought a cherry cheesecake, but it was journalist non grata for some reason. Doug Ford is getting very public. I just received a robocall half an hour ago in his support of Mark Saunders for mayor.
I have the right, like anyone else, to put a sign on my lawn. I put Mark's sign on my lawn. I'm proud to have his sign on the lawn.
I have some questions about the Mark Saunders campaign. We broke the story a few days ago that sneaky Patrick Brown and his henchmen are involved in the campaign allegedly, and they're allegedly getting a lot of Tamil people in Toronto to send in mail-in ballots for Mr. Saunders. Nothing illegal about that, but when it comes to ethics and morality, that's another story. Also, I want to talk about some of the broken promises made by Premier Ford. I remember way back in the 2018 campaign, using his own brother as an example, the late great Rob Ford, who passed away due to cancer. He pledged there would be no more hallway health care, but things haven't gotten better on the healthcare front. I'd argue they've gotten worse. One of the reasons that the mainstream media never talks about is the number of unvaccinated healthcare workers that are still persona non grata at hospitals. That's shameful. It's 2023, for goodness sakes. What about what's happening in the schools? Everything from the radical trans agenda to outright pornography at elementary school libraries. It's a disgrace. His Minister of Education, Stephen Lecce, he's AWOL. He won't come out of his corner to even address this issue. And that's another broken promise, isn't it, folks? The Ford PCs said they were going to undo the McGuinty-Wynne liberal sex ed curriculum. As a matter of fact, after 5 years of the Ford administration, it's gotten measurably worse and more radical. Shameful. And what's the deal with Doug Ford so chummy these days with Prime Minister Blackface? Not a week goes by, it would seem, in which Ford is not doing a photo op with Justin Trudeau. That's kind of weird. And also, what about his flip-flops during the pandemic? How he said there would not be a second citizen class for those who didn't get the jabs. Well,
But the answer is no. We aren't going to do it. We aren't going to have a split society.
he soon changed his tune on that. And basically, if you didn't get the jab, you lost your job. Even MPPs lost their jobs over that one. And finally, we'll never forget when the pandemic began how Doug Ford turned on his grassroots Ford Nation supporters. Remember how he called them a bunch of yahoos? These were the people protesting on the lawns of Queen's Park about their livelihood and their freedom being taken away, and suddenly they went from cherished members of Ford Nation to a bunch of yahoos. Unbelievable. Well, anyways, we're going to wade into the park, see if we can get Doug Ford on camera. Don't bet the ranch on that one. And also, as you can see, there is a bit of a circus sideshow, if you will. There are groups campaigning for socialism here on the periphery of the park. Yeah, that's a winning angle, isn't it? Given what we've seen happen under socialism in countries like, say, North Korea, Venezuela, Cuba, the list goes on. Hellholes, not utopias. So in any event, let's talk to these folks and let's go into the park and see what's going on at FordFest 2023. Is socialism the answer for Toronto or Ontario?
Sorry, I will not speak to you.
Okay.
There's more information online.
Okay.
Please take a look.
And you're running for mayor, but you don't want to be interviewed.
No, sorry.
Okay. Can you tell me, before I leave, is there any country in the world where socialism is working? I look at North Korea, Venezuela, Cuba.
If you go there, we have our full program. Take a look, and we can talk afterwards.
Dump Thug Ford with a general strike. Oh, socialist action. There was a couple of socialists we saw down the road, but they didn't want to come on camera.
Yeah, we're with them.
Oh, okay then. So, can you tell me why?
News. It's a fascist, media. So we don't engage with them.
Oh, sorry, sir. What would make us fascist?
Your politics.
And that would be? Okay. All right. Well, sir, I was just hoping to engage you in an interview. Are you interested in talking? Or?
I'm with Socialist Action.
Okay.
No thanks. No.
Now, I'm just curious. Around the world, I look at socialist countries, Venezuela, Cuba, North Korea, so many others. They seem to be proverbial hellholes. Why would socialism be a solution for Toronto or Ontario or Canada? Would you like to live, say, in North Korea?
There's no point talking to you.
Sorry, could you speak up? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
No point talking to you.
Oh, there's no point talking to me.
You're gonna twist everybody's words around.
No, you have the microphone. You can say whatever you like. Can you explain to me how socialism would work in Canada, given that the blueprint when it comes to Marxism has been an abysmal failure throughout history?
Why don't you go to this website or go to that website, you'll find some more information.
So, ma'am, I couldn't help but notice your sign. It says, "Get it done." That was the Doug Ford PC's campaign slogan last year. But you've added rehire healthcare workers. This is a real bone of contention, I understand, even with Doug Ford supporters. A couple years ago, he said there was going to be no second-class citizens. There's going to be no apartheid vaccine measures.
Now, if it's federal, getting across the border, that's up to the federal government. We'll see what they decide to do. I'll be talking to the Prime Minister tonight. But the answer is no. We aren't going to do it. We aren't going to have a split society.
And suddenly, if you don't get the jab, you lose your job. What do you think about Doug Ford's position on that, and given the flip-flop?
Healthcare is a provincial jurisdiction, so he has the power to do it. So, yes. And the ERs in Northern Ontario are closing because we have shortage of healthcare workers, and that's despicable, And I'm one of them. On May 7, the World Health Organization declared end of pandemic.
Yes.
So, I don't trust them, but what's the excuse now? There is no excuse.
My family's been hosting this event for over 25 years, and I just noticed all these old FordFest shirts. I love it. Canada's largest backyard property, barbecue, I should say, in Toronto. Anyways, rain or shine, it's my favorite event this all year. And stay tuned, folks. because we have a few more celebrations coming soon to a town near you. We're going on the FordFest tour.
Premier Ford, why do you refer to your grassroots supporters as a bunch of yahoos? Premier Ford, why are these people a bunch of yahoos? Premier Ford, how come you spend so much time with Justin Trudeau? Hey, Mayor Brown, where's the Scarborough boiler room? Mayor Brown, where's the Scarborough boiler room? Why are your henchmen campaigning for Mark Saunders? Mayor Brown, where is the Scarborough boiler room for the Tamil voters?
How you doing?
Hey, very good, sir. Why are you supporting Mark Saunders?
We're not involved in the Toronto election.
What's that?
I'm not involved in the Toronto election.
Yeah, I know. I can't connect the dots. Why is that?
Yeah.
Mayor Brown, where is Babu? Mayor Brown, where is Babu? Mayor Brown, where is Babu? Where is Babu? Has he taken a paid leave of absence from the city to work on the campaign?
What's your name?
Babu. My name is David Menzies.
Yeah, so, David.
Yes.
Babu's not involved in any campaign.
What's that?
Babu's not even in the country.
Oh, okay. That doesn't talk. Well, where's the boiler room then? Mr. Saunders, why is Patrick Brown helping you on your campaign? Where is the Scarborough boiler room for the Tamil votes, the mail-in votes? Mr. Saunders, how many mail-in votes have you got already? Mr. Saunders, how many mail-in votes have been harvested? Doug Ford has endorsed one of your competitors, ex-police chief Mark Saunders. Why do you think Premier Ford is putting his support behind Mr. Saunders?
Oh, I don't know. I have a lot of respect for both of those gentlemen, and look, it's been great to get to know Mark the past couple months, but you saw the last sort of big poll that came out, just came out leading into the weekend where everybody makes the decision about who they're going to vote for, shows me ahead of Mr. Saunders. So really happy to be here at FordFest, but also really happy to go out there and own that center-right vote.
I've dealt with Mark Saunders, and I can certainly tell you that I don't believe he's there to represent and look after the concerns of the people of this city, and that's what I'm committed to doing.
Rob Ford was for the people. Doug Ford, on the other hand, isn't Rob Ford, and everybody knows that. He's more...
right about that.
Yeah, he's not Doug Ford.
Doug Ford would rather hold on to power and try to play the middle. Therefore, he's spending like a Liberal, the largest budget ever in the history of Ontario, but yet he's being a Conservative. So he's playing right up the middle, both sides, and the public has to send a message, enough is enough.
We broke a story just a few days ago. Mark Saunders' team, it's got people affiliated with Patrick Brown. There's allegations of ballot harvesting going on in the Toronto Tamil community, mail-in ballots. Is this, is this
David,
a concern?
I'm focused. I got the positive vision. I'm saying we can't go one step further to Seattle, San Francisco. Campaign logistics, that's beyond me. I'm just out there selling my vision. You know how it is.
Hey folks, we know that you love the fact that Rebel News tells you the other side of the story, but you know what? We need your help. Unlike the mainstream media, we don't get taxpayer-funded welfare, nor would we accept it if offered. Please go to rebelfieldreports.com. That's rebelfieldreports.com, and if you're able to, kindly make a donation.